okay, I'm going to try and record this video. Do your best to ignore the background noise if you can. It's part of my intersectionality. I am a mom. Okay, so how would social justice issues and different cultural identities play a role in your therapy practice? Great question. So one of the ways I like to conceptualize it is when I think about meeting with a client for the first time, I'm seeing them in a moment in their life, probably where things are not great for them. If they're calling and asking for help and reaching out, it may be because they're at a low point, they're anxious, they're depressed. In some way, there's marked distress in their lives, bringing them in. If I were to take that one Polaroid snapshot, formulate a whole three-dimensional picture of who they were based off of that one snapshot, and then reflect it back to them, most of them, I'm guessing, would probably go, no, that's not who I am. Because that one piece is not the sum total of who they are. In the same way that who they're sitting across from in that therapy room is not the sum total of who I am, right? I exist as a wife, a mom, a friend, a sister, a daughter. I'm a white woman. I'm cisgendered. I am a Christian. I have lots of different things that make me who I am. But you can't know all of those things just by looking at me. You can know two of them. You can know that I'm white and that I present at least as a woman. But it's important to me that I do justice to my clients by allowing them to unfold and reveal who they are to me, rather than me presuming and putting on assumptions about who they are. And, as I was thinking about how I would answer this question, I got to thinking about that idea of diamonds and how diamonds are so multifaceted. And each of the faces of that diamond, when it reflects the light, makes it more brilliant, right? And there's different measurements, right? You can measure the size, the clarity, the color, the cut. I forget all the terms. I don't know. But the point being, each of those facets is what makes it beautiful. And I think people are the same way. If we limit ourselves and are only willing to see one small fraction of who they are, we miss the beauty. We miss who they really are. And I want my clients to feel my openness, my curiosity. I want to hold space for them and let them know that they're safe to just drop their shoulders and just be themselves, whatever that means, whoever they are. That they would feel that it's safe, that they can be not just seen in a snapshot, but like seen here. That's important to me. So I think that's the main thing that I would be bringing to the table. And a lot of it is just bringing my own self-awareness to the table. You can't bring what you don't know. So it's being really familiar with what's under the surface, where my biases are, where my prejudices lie, how I form those prejudices, and maybe, I don't know, it's sort of the hard part of learning is the unlearning. So it's going, okay, what do I keep? What do I throw away? It's an ongoing process, but I would say mainly that would be the thing that I'm bringing to the table. And then the second question, what experience do you bring either through work or life experience that would inform your practice as far as social justice issues and your clients' varying cultural identities? Also a great question. So I grew up the second of 5 kids, and the third born child is my sister Ashley, and Ashley has Down syndrome. And I, from a very young age, just loved her, adored her, thought she was so sweet. She was my best friend. And I felt a sense of protection, like protectiveness for her. And everywhere I would go, I learned at a really young age how to read people. So I could look at someone looking at her, and I could know, oh, that person's totally disgusted by her. Oh, that person's a little confused or curious. Oh, that person has a soft spot. And oh, that person is just genuinely kind. And navigating the world that way, having the perspective of sort of the underdog. I wasn't the underdog in that context, but I had an awareness that maybe a lot of people don't have. So I think that's always given me just a heart and a soft spot for people, But the thing I'm recognizing the older I get, especially from doing therapy, is that no matter how put together people appear, no matter how things look from the outside, everyone you know is fighting some kind of battle. And not all of those battles deal with systems of oppression, but everyone is fighting some kind of battle. So that would be the first thing. And then the second thing I would say is when I was in high school, I had the opportunity to visit West Africa, and I went on a trip to Ghana. And I remember getting off the bus and meeting a whole group of Ghanaians that we were going to be working with during our 2-week stint. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to tell them apart. They all look the same to me. And we started interfacing, and as I started talking with this one guy, it was funny. His accent was very thick. It was difficult to understand him, but we figured out that we both spoke Spanish. So we start speaking in Spanish, and I thought, how bizarre to be halfway around the world in Africa speaking Spanish and connecting and having an authentic conversation with someone. But I remember as I got to know this guy more, we would talk and we would laugh about how when he first saw us get off the bus, he thought the same thing. Like, they all look the same to me. And I think the only way to move past that is exactly the way we did, through interpersonal interactions, one-on-one, getting to know people, having authentic engagement, conversation, connection. And then you start to tease out those differences that, for me, I was thinking as a white person, like, we have different eye colors and we have different hair colors and different textures of hair, different heights and all these things. And then as I spent time with all these people in Ghana, I started realizing they do too. Different sizes, different eye shapes, different eye colors, different, hair textures, different hairstyles, all the things, right? But we can be so egocentric that sometimes we miss that stuff. So I think those probably would be two of the most formative experiences I've had. Yeah. Sorry, not a great way to end. Not super strong. But for what it's worth, that's what I had. Thanks, guys.